All right. Hey guys. Um I'm just sharing with you guys before I do any cleanup because I started doing some cleanup and I forgot to share with you guys like the progress and stuff. So if you guys remember this landscape that I did up front last year, you just can't get rid of weeds and dandelions. Like, man, dandelions is everything. But anyways, things are coming. We gotta clean this out, we gotta weed it out. But that's gonna be a different video. I'm just trying to show you guys what the progress is, and then when it weeds out, you guys will see once I clean it out what it looks like. But you guys remember I planted some what is this, Sylvester last year, and everything is coming back bigger. They're coming back bigger and better, so we're doing good. We did plant some hostas. I transplanted some of those, so I think once I clean this up and get in there, life should be good. But you know, the dandelions, they grow bigger than our plants, and you just can't get rid of them. See, I pulled this one up, but I broke off the main root. So, only if our plants could grow as fast as those do, then our garden, our flowers garden, or whatever garden would just look so nice. So I can't help myself. So I'm pulling these out, even though this is not the point of today's video. Pulling this out to show you guys. So, and what a difference. What a big difference already, you guys. What a big difference. But we're going to come out here another day when we have time for this. And we're going to do them little by little, one by one. Okay? And it's going to look nice once we're done. So I just pull out a few of those big ones and leave this one. By next week, it's going to be so big. And I don't know. Somebody's going to say, where'd your gums? There'll be a lot of ticks out here. But it's just something different when your hands see this one pop off. This is why I want to come out here, so I can really get into the roots of these. Into the roots of all. No, I'm going to say evil. These are God's creation. See, I popped this one off. I have this little weed puller that I got last year off Temu. It was very, very helpful. So I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just can't help myself looking at it. So I'm going to be using those along with a little bit of weed killer. Hopefully I don't kill my plants to get these done. Okay. So, but everything is coming back. So this year is going to be a little easier because, if you guys have been following me, last year I put sweat and tears and blood too, because I'd be cutting my fingers and all that good stuff doing this garden bed. And there goes the foreman. So, last year was the start. So we're going to see what we saw from last year and the beauty of it this year. And see if we needed to add anything more into this. It just can't get rid of weed, man. This garden bed. They're just so big and fat. But anyway, so this is just one. Let me stop weeding out. No, I gotta help this one. I can't help myself. Look at this big fat one. It's bigger than the plants that are coming back. I swear, I see and I pop it off. Let me just stop because I'm just wasting my time. Because it's gonna grow back. So here we have some plants. These are coming in. And our hostas that I transplant, they're coming in nicely too. You can see. Bad choice of decision that I made was hostas are not sun-loving plant. But because I already have it in my yard, I'm like, why not replant it? And look at this dandelion right in here to choke out my plant. So they're coming. This is a lavender that I planted last year. It said it's perennial. I don't know, maybe because it's still spring and it's not time for it yet. But it looks just about dead. I don't know if I need to, it's English lavender. So if you guys, it smells so good. So if you guys know anything about this, even though I'm going to Google it. Oh, I step on this hostas. I step on this one. Type in the comment section, let me know. Because it's supposed to come back. But it looks dead. I also have one in pot because they grew up so big last year. I bought one plant and split it in half. I don't know. And the root of dandelion are so hard to get out. I tell you guys. Like when I say hard to get out, I'm just literally near wasting my time. Let me just leave it. I said that like 100 times, right? This spot last year had hostas with some grass, and these are not perennials, they're annuals, so I'm gonna throw them. So that's what it looks like so far. So I'm just giving you guys an overlook, an overview of what it looks like, so you guys could see what it looks like once I clean it out. And this is the front yard. And look at this. I'm gonna have to sow some grass seed, probably a little bit late, but for some reason right out here, I don't know, right here just have problem growing grass seed. We get full sun, there's no traffic, nobody walking there, but it's just a problem getting grass to grow right in there. Right now, I promise you, it looks better than it's gonna look coming up. If you guys follow me and you guys see how I cut the yard and everything, you're gonna see a big old bald spot. I've done everything possible I can. I've had somebody help me with it, and it just don't grow right there. So it just leave. It looks like you will see some baby grass coming and then it just die. I don't know. But like I said, we have more dandelion than plants. It looks terrible. But don't worry, Shayna's gonna get it together and we're gonna get it. All right, so this is another bed here, just showing you guys. One thing I must say, if this makes you feel happy, we have some crabapple and they're coming in. And these, if you guys know crabapple, oh, so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And it smells so good, attracts a lot of bees and bothers my allergy. And the dogs too, she sneezes a lot. So, this year it looks like I'm gonna have a lot of blooming. Last year, the blooming was bad because I didn't know no better and I trimmed it on the wrong time of the year. So this is one, and I know someone's gonna be like, well, he has to have a cross pollen there. Of course it does. If it didn't, it wouldn't be looking like this. I have about 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and about 9 of them come to find out, different species of crabapple. But I definitely have another one about 50 or so more feet from this one. And of course, you can tell if you know anything and you just don't want to run your mouth, you can tell that, of course, there's a cross pollinator because how beautiful this one looks. So we're gonna let me move back out. So this is gonna be so pretty this year. And the cross pollinator, like I said, I trimmed it because if you don't control it, it will get out of hand. And not last year, the year before, I trimmed it at the wrong time. So we did get bloom last year, but it wasn't as beautiful as the year before. So I'm so excited for this year. It's going to be so beautiful. And it's the same thing with these. Trimmed it last year. These are getting so big. So we didn't get a nice yellow, if you guys, I don't even know what they're called, but everybody be having these, the fake one in their house for summer and spring. But anyway, so now it's going to turn, first it turns all yellow and then it turns green. So listen, I didn't plant these things. I don't know the name. All I know they're pretty. If you want, don't ask me the name. If you know the name, you can type in the comment section for those who need to know the name, okay? As I do landscaping in this area, I'll learn the name and I'll say it. So here, I did plant some wildflower seed. Here is a big problem. Every year since I moved here, I've been trying to plant flower right in here. Let me move back so you guys can see. I've been trying to plant stuff in here. One year I did a whole heart shape of marigold. Some can't, marigold is not hard to grow, but it just didn't look as I wanted. And it's all because we have so much trees, and once these fill in, bunch of shade. And not only that, there's a bunch of roots. It's so bad because we have so much trees. I have so much trees. I don't know why I keep saying we when it's me and the dog, but of course it's we. So much trees, you can see the tree root. You see that? So it's hard. One thing is, it's just hard to dig in here because there's so much tree root. And you can see them. Here we go, tree roots. Tree roots, and it just never stopped. And I think that's one of the reasons why I can't get nice grass down here, no matter how I try. I spent so much money last year to get grass, and it looks shitty again like it did the year before. So I decided I'm not spending any more. I bought some grass seed, and this time I bought some cheap one at Ocean State Job Lot, only $19. Last year I spent over $300 in grass seed. At least the top part here looks good. It's coming in, even though there's a lot of weed. But once I start cutting it and treating it, life will be good. If you guys are not new, you see how beautiful it came out last year. So I'm hoping that once it starts, because it's all wet in here, it's moisture, very moist, because it's a slope. It's a slope, and not only that, it's a slope. It's a slope and a lot of trees. So I get a lot of moss during the winter because it's wet. So if you guys see, this is not even grass, it's weed and moss. It's all over, weeding mass. And then grass is gonna eventually grow. So not spending the money. I'm just hoping that the grass will come through. I kept saying I'm not spending money, and I'm hoping I'm gonna keep my promise. But I did bought like a small bag, like 1,000 square feet of grass. It was $20, 19.99 at Ocean State Job Lot. So I already cleaned out this area, and now it needs to be cleaned out again. I did it earlier in the spring, which we're still in spring, but earlier. So because it was a lot of pine cones and hay, what do they call them? The nuts, whatever nut that the squirrel like to eat. What do they call those? Acorn, pine cone, a lot of branches from the tree. You guys can see tons of tree. Okay, and of course we can hear traffic from the road now, because guess what? All the trees are like, they're just trying to get clothing. You know, they get naked. I would say the trees get naked in the winter. So as you guys can see, look at these big old tree roots. So that's what's going on. So, and it's just constantly from, this is like from the lawnmower blade from just running over. It's just so much roots, you know, and against all trees. That's why. So anyways, the wishing well held up perfectly throughout the window. Not the window, but the winter. This was like my first DIY project last year. If you guys want to check that video out, I probably should have a link with all these things. It did held up pretty well throughout the fall and the winter. You guys see it still looks good. That been there since 2 years now. I did that paint last year, but it held up good. At one point with the snow on top of it, I'm like, oh God, it's gonna fall down. But Shayna did a good job. So far, we're fingers crossed. All right, if you guys remember this, where all the haters come on in and say, if you want to kill a tree, make a ring around it. Guys, this tree is probably older than me. This tree is, I know it's older than me. Yeah, this tree, guys, is older than all y'all. So please pay attention. This circle around this tree, let me zoom this out, because I'm right in the tree, you guys can't see. Let me zoom it out. This circle is 18 foot. It's an 18 foot. It's a circle. And if you measure from this end to that end, it's 18 foot. Come back across, 18 foot. So please shut the hell up if you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? It's not like I make a freaking stone right on the root. Not for nothing too. It's an old tree. This tree is old. Okay? I was told by my neighbor there was a barn in this old area, and the barn came down and hit this tree when it was younger, and they're older, and that's why this tree has this shape. If you guys look, there's a belly, and that's why it has the shape. A whole barn that was in here came down and hit this, and we're still standing maybe 30 years later. Or more. No, I think it's more than 30. Maybe 30. God, them people are older. They're not old, but they're older. They're way older than me. They could be my parents. They're older than my mom. Anyways, if you guys remember, we did plant some coleus and some hostas, and we spent a lot of money on hostas because we couldn't get any for free. And it didn't do well. The garden, it didn't do well. The coleus, they die, and I feel like it's all because I needed more dirt. And I kind of like went in the woods over there from the leaves I blow in here and fill in here. You could tell that it does need some more dirt, but I'm not gonna put any dirt because this is all hostas. And if you guys know about hostas, them suckers spread quick. They like shade. They're different species. They're different color. They love shade, and they spread so fast. So I had bought some and I split them, and you could see this beautiful one that's coming in. So I'm excited because I'm going to have a nice hosta bed this year, because it failed last year. For what reason, I don't know. I think they just went in shock, or I don't know. Or because so many people was talking crap about it. They put their bad mouth on it. So I cleaned this out in spring. I cleaned this bed out in spring, and there was no weed, but now that it's raining a lot and everything, here we are. So they're coming in. See, look at this baby right here. They coming in. And you can see them all coming in, and I'm going to have to weed it out again, but I'm just going to wait and see. So there's like different, this again, one here. Different species, different color. Another one. And remember, I planted one of these because what I did was cut these, if you guys remember, or if you guys ever seen the video, you got to check that out. I did cut these. Look at this one. It's 3 coming back. You see how fast they spread? I cut these into pieces so I could get a lot. Let me zoom this back in. When I purchased it. So look at this. I planted one last year. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this again. I planted one piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want, I could go ahead and already start separating them. But because it's new, It's still a young bed. I'm going to let them grow big this year, and then next year we start separating them. So all you will see near is hostas. And like I said, one of the reasons, again, for making this big old 18-foot circle around this tree is because this. It's all tree, it's all shade, and it's hard to grow grass. It's all moss. It will come to grass. It will come to grass by raking it out and cleaning it out. It's going to finally come to grass with moss underneath it. You see this? Look like I never did anything last year. Because what happened? You could literally do this with moss and peel it right out of the dirt. You see that? Just like that. I wish I could weed the weed up like I could pull moss up. Then life would have been good. So that was the reason for making this wishing well here. This is the reason for this. And let's not talk about what I did this year. I forget. I did these a day ago. It was in the evening around 7 o'clock, so I had no time to make a video. It was cold, and I just want to get done. And these hostas, baby, if you guys been following me for a long time, they're from my old property. Woo. So I'm superly excited to see I have my work. This is my hard work from my old property. And they look a little sleepy right now because we do get a lot of sun right now because the trees aren't coming in yet. But, and then again, they're in a little bit of shock because I just transplanted them and they're bigger. I don't know. I think because it's more warmer down there than up here where I live at. It's still cold up down there, but a little bit, maybe like 5 degrees warmer. The plants down where I used to live at, if you're not new, they're growing faster than the ones that I have out here. Or maybe the dirt down there is just better. So I transplanted. You can see they're very sleepy, but we're going to get a lot of rain tonight. Don't worry. That's how they are. When I first bought that old house, I had 2 hostas, and then now the yard is full. I think they're good coverage. They could get out of control, so you have to know how to groom them and how to grow them, and they're great coverage. Another problem I have is with this tree. It's on a hill. Let me zoom this out so you guys can see. It's on a hill. And it just doesn't grow grass. You see that? It just doesn't grow grass. Again, doesn't grow grass. And every time I cut the yard is a problem. I can't ride the lawnmower up here. And when I do try to push the push one, I get stuck on the tree stump. You know, it's not right. And I have to make what works better for me. So now that I plant all these hostas here, it's going to give me a great coverage over time where I don't have to run my lawnmower up there. And somebody's going to tell me, oh, why didn't you weed these out? I'm not killing myself doing it. This is something I did last year, weed all this out, and it comes right back. So, and I'm not going to spend money and buy weed fabric to put on our hostas. The hosta is going to cover it. Over time, it will cover it. It's not a problem. I'm telling you. I've done this before. Not here, but I've done this before. And over time, these grasses are going to be nothing, okay? Them hostas is going to choke them out. It's going to choke them out. If you guys do not know how hostas grow, go look it up and you'll see they're going to choke it all out. So we go back down here again. You know, I'm just going to sow some more grass seed. I planted a few plants last year down here and I did these. This one died. I forgot what the name was. But this one is coming back. Again, we have more crabapple tree. Look at this. This is a different species. It looks different. See that? And they're going to bloom so nice this year because I always trim them because I don't want them to get any bigger. And they're like 3 clumps. It's like, let me show you. There's like 3 pieces. And I don't want them to get big, so I always trim them. But I got it the perfect time last year. I figure out when was to trim it. I usually try to trim it in the spring, like now. And you could trim them in the spring or prune them, but you got to be early, like really early spring. So, and these suckers, they grow so fast. I planted these last year. And because I don't know the name of flower, I had to leave the tags on. So when somebody asks me the name, it's right there. But it's coming nicely. And if we go over here, I did the same thing, and vice versa. Coming down to the entrance. And I started to think that I have a green thumb because all these plants, they're looking so good. They're coming so good. So you see, we just got to leaf blow this out, weed it out a little bit, and put a little bit more mulch on top. So this is the other plant. I was telling you, they need full sun. Planted on the other side, but then the other one died, and this is coming back. So we're just going to give it some love, and it looks like it's a runner. So that's nice if it's a runner. See, it looks like it's a runner. So over time, we'll probably transplant these. But that's it. That's the overall view of what I did last year. I mean, there's a lot more I did. I'm not going to go through all of that. And if I want, we could keep going down to the entrance. I got to clean this out, but we get a lot of sun down here. So I like to come in the even time when there's less traffic and the sun isn't so hot, so I could clean this out. But these are coming in. They got so big from last year till now. I didn't have a video on this. However, I did have a short video and what it looked like before. So I plan a lot of runners because really, I just don't want to come out here and do nothing to out here. So, see, and these are getting so nice. They're gonna, I think this one died. There was another one right in here. I have more to plant. We got to deadhead that and make it look nice. And for some reason, I don't know, I think we have less sun because more trees on this side. And these plant like sun. Because this side don't look as nice as the other side. See? This side is more progressive with dandelion and the plants. So, again, like I said, Fiona, come. Fiona, let's go, baby. Come on. Come. Let's go. She looking across the street. You can't trust this dog. She run across the street. Sorry for the noise. So there it is. And these are coming in so nice. These were so little when I planted them last year. Look how big they are. They're only going to get bigger and better over time. Bigger and better over time. So don't worry when you plant stuff and it looks like I need it to be all pretty and big. Just give it time. Bigger and better over time. Because these are doing way better. As much as I want to plant one more right in here, there's a runner here. So I got to be careful. See, there's a runner here, right? And then this one is going to overall trail down. But yeah, guys, so far this is what I have. We have these hydrangeas. These are going to bloom so nice this year because I've learned my lesson that these bloom on old wood and not new wood. So I did not cut them last year. Since I moved here, I've never gotten hydrangeas on these hydrangeas plant at the entrance. However, last year I got this single little one. Come to find out, I did the whole research and they bloom on old wood and I must have forgotten or missed one of the wood. So I got one purple. This is a purple that turned lavender. So here we are. You see all the new buds coming in. So yeah, I'm excited. Superly excited to see what's going to happen. So that wraps it up for today, guys. I'm just showing you an overview on the front yard or a part of the front yard, what's going on before I clean it up, so you guys can see where I'm coming from and where we're heading towards. And if you guys are wondering, how did my shutters, if you're not new, hold up. Let's go, Fiona. These shutters, sorry, Fiona's barking at the mailman. These shutters looks brand new still. And our garage pergola still looks absolutely gorgeous. Not only that, if you're wondering how this garage door held up throughout the window, and I get a lot of sun on this garage door in the morning, it looks pretty good still. It still looks pretty good. I think it held up pretty good. We have no trouble. I might, in the future, bring it a little darker because I feel like, because the door is metal, and I wanted that wood texture, so that's what I did versus up here. That's wood. It just looked dark. I mean, it looks good, but now we'll see. But the door held up proper. If you're wondering, how is that going? Also, if you're wondering, how is my little garbage house doing? It's still doing good. And these are all the mulch I have left over from last year. We're going to mulch. It's still doing good. I thought it was going to fall off. I tell you, there's so much snow on this thing. It's heavy. There is so much snow on it. I had to come out here with my shovel and kind of like clean it off. But it still looks good. We'll see how it does for another winter. And if you're worrying about the bar that I built back here, it's still standing. I'm just showing you guys. For this year, the project we're going to work on is out here. We're going to dig up all of this and we're going to put some drainage stone and we're going to get these downsprout underground, okay? For now, there's another one here. Because when it rains, water puddles right through here, nonstop, all water. Look at the bar, guys. It did held up pretty good, but look at all the Christmas shit on there. I have a lot of work to do. Not as bad as last year, but you know, I'm working a lot. Plus, I have these craft shows going on. So I'll get there. I'm only one person. And guess what? You don't live here. I do. So yeah. But here we have some stone left over from the garden. I did extend my garden. I'm going to try to have that video coming up for you guys. I extended the garden and I had to put stone again because of drainage issue. But so far, this is my main project of this year. I'm not going to try to build nothing. I'm not trying to extend my bar like I did with the garden. But here, I'm going to have to get the stone in here so you could easily get on deck. And if you guys really look, I don't know if you guys can see. This is why I have a retaining wall here. Because it's a slope, it's a hill. And water still comes down. Water is settled in here and everything since I got gutter on. So yeah. So yeah, overall, that's it for now. I'm not going to take you guys through the whole yard because it's going to take forever. Here we got these I planted last year, and there, look how big they are. They're coming. And this one I planted last year is going to bloom soon. It's a spring plant. But stay tuned, guys. You will see what it looks like now and what's going to look like. I plant these too. These are willows. Oh, God, I keep saying that's it, and I'm going still. My yard, I have a good-sized yard, and I could keep going, but I don't want to bored you guys, okay? So I planted these last year. And like I said, I got them on sale at Home Depot because they look like they were dying. Plus, it was coming down to the winter. They're called the Apple Willow. I got these for so cheap. How much were these? I got them for more than 50% off. They looked dead when I bought them. And they were this little. You see this little, the old dead branch? That's how little it was when I bought it. And I didn't do any research and realized that, hey, guess what? This sucker is going to grow big. I say, he looks so dead. So I planted one on this side of the pergola and the other on this side of the pergola. Well, these jokers are taller than me. I'm 5'5". I swear to God, this is about 6'5". It's super tall, way taller than me. But yeah, I was here talking to you guys, and for some reason, my microphone died. And I just not realizing as I'm trying to get this ready for upload. So I don't remember what I was saying, why I'm over there, but I'm just sharing with you guys, showing you guys what's going on. And yeah, I'm just showing you here where those little willows things are. So I was saying, basically, I remember now. So basically, I was saying that I would trim it, but I don't know. And I'm saying this lilac bush here, it has a dark purple that's going to turn into a beautiful lavender color. And we have blooms. We could see where we start blooming a little bit. We start seeing where the budding are coming for flower. So all I was saying is that it's going to be absolutely gorgeous because last year, again, cut it, I trimmed it at the wrong time, but now I know better. And the next thing I was saying is how nice this looked last year when I created this bed, because I did it when there was, I mean, the tree has no leaf on it because it was just right, like early spring. And I kind of regret doing it, but I also love it. And one of the main things why I say I kind of regret doing it is I kind of did a little design. Like, you see how I have it like squished in? Did a little design. And then when it's time to cut the lawn, it's a problem. I have to come off and weed whack. And then that's why you see the grass start growing in here, because over time, this thing shift from me riding over it 100 times and stuff with the lawnmower. So anyways, so that's all I was saying, because I did all this last year. If you guys are not new, way before these trees, I have like right now I'm late. I'm super late to get some yard work done. But you know what? I'm just taking it easy. I'm not going to kill myself. The yard is going to look good, but you know, it gets tiring sometimes working nights trying to get ready for my crash show. Next thing I was showing you guys is these shutters, I think, and the door. I will say hands down to the lady who helped me pick out the perfect paint for the shutter and the perfect primer. Look at these shutters. They look brand new. You see how shiny they are? They look like they're not shiny from a distance, but until I got close, they look like you could literally go out there with a cloth and wipe it off. It's like a furniture. This was a satin finish. This lady, we need more people like this lady. I don't remember what the lady name is. I don't remember what she looks like. I just knew it was a lady in the painting area when I went up to Lowe's that told me what's the best paint to use for shutters and also the primer. And I almost wanted to say, she's wrong when I went up there. I almost wanted to say that because I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. I was doing a lot of different things, doing research, and whatever she told me was not an option of all the other stuff. And if you guys notice, those knobs are the screws that hold in the shutters. They're black. All I did was just spray paint those because they're the original screws. I wanted they're the original screws, and I bought some other screws to go with it. But originally, the original screws, they were silver, and I just spray paint what worked and what didn't work, and it worked. So, and it held up. So yeah, that's all I'm saying, man, is this lady rock. And look at these. I mean, I pressure wash the house. I'm not going to tell you to go pressure wash your shutters, because in general, you do not do that. I pressure wash the house, then I take the shutters down and wash them with uh, garden hose last year before I did it. And the door is holding up nicely. I'm going to have a link, guys, to all these projects that I did last year in the description box below. Or maybe I should just make a playlist so you guys could check it out right after this video. I think I should make a playlist versus you going back one and one and one, because there's a bunch of stuff up here. And I was just showing you guys all the stuff that's going on. So yeah, that's all I was showing you guys, those plants that are coming in. I prune, you guys seen me prune those hydrangeas last week, and you guys see where it is this week. Things are moving pretty fast around here. So that's what's going on. So with all that have been said, this is the next crabapple tree I'm showing you guys over here. I just can't shut up, right? That's the next crabapple tree that's pollinating the other tree. And these have some really nice bloom. They're going to be awesome. So this is, again, an overview of what the yard looks like early this is spring. We haven't started cleaning up anything yet, but stay tuned. You will see what it looks like. And there goes the foreman. And just remember that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed and bye for now.